Okay, so now we're moving on to part two, which is where we look forward at next week. So key data this week, there's more central bank speakers, and then the Q1 reporting is really going to gain pace, and we're going to see lots of those sort of large cap firms showing how they've fared. Personally, I expect that sort of be a mixed bag of results. It's going to depend on the industry they're in. The one that I'm going to be sort of really interested to see is how the tech performed. And again, sort of from this week, we're going to see that all the traders are back in front of their screens after the Easter breaks, with all the students back to their studies again. Now, data-wise, we've got housing data in the US, manufacturing, and one of my favourites, which is the Beige Book. Now, I know I mention this each time, but for new guys that are sort of looking at this for the first time, for me, I like it because it gives a great insight from the members of the Fed and their expectations. It's not so data driven. It's a bit more about them and sort of their personal sentiment, shall we say. In the UK, we've got jobs and earnings, plus sort of the inflation data, CPI and PPI, so quite important week for the UK, plus retail sales, PMI, and some housing data. In the Eurozone, we've got PMI, CPI, so again, some more inflation data, consumer confidence, ZEW. In Germany, PMI, ZEW, and also PPI. So Canada's going to come out with their CPI and retail sales. So we're just sort of, that's going to again just reinforce that their pause on rates is probably the right one for the moment. Again, I just expect most central banks to be following them fairly soon and just pausing. Now, China's got their interest rate decision, and it's possible that their 1 year rate, they could actually trim that by 10 basis points. But of course, that's just sort of what I'm expecting or what they could do. They've also got CPI out, retail sales, and GDP. GDP is expected to come in around about 3.8% year on year. And then some other data we've got coming out from Japan PMI, New Zealand CPI, and Australia PMI as well. So that's sort of pretty much what we're going to be looking at next week. Stay on and watch part 3, which is going to cover my macro outlook. Again, just in case you missed the first part, there's just a reminder of our services. I'm not going to go through it all because if you did watch the first part, then all I'm going to do is just bore you. So anyway, now I'm going to move on and then we're going to do part 3. The only thing I might remind you of is I've got workshops coming up this week, 1-day workshops, and Monday afternoon from noon at British summertime, there is actually a 2-hour free session, just an introduction to trading. So if you're interested in trading but not there quite yet, then that'd be a good one for you to join. And if you do, then just reach out to my email at the bottom there, chris.tubby@cymex-int.com.